Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a review impressions of a very cool knife here. This is the Sikorae version 2. This is by Gecko Customz. Steven over there is the designer of this knife. You remember I did review and handle a Sikorae 1, and then I handled a Sikorae Light. This is the version 2. All right, so we're looking at the Gecko Customz Sikorae version 2. If you remember on the Sikorae version 1, I had some issues. I had some questions about it. I liked the knife and I felt like it was really close, but there was a few things that really bothered me that were kind of hung me up. And every one of those concerns was addressed in the Sikorae Light. And I spoke to Steven at Blade Show Texas, and I believe Blade Show Atlanta, and we talked about the knife and was very impressed with the Sikorae version 2. He brought everything in there, which I think is absolutely a testament to someone who wants to improve his knife and hopefully sees the value. Now, I'm sure I'm not the only person who might have pointed these things out. I get it. But I'm not hesitant about pointing things out like this. I'm not trying to be Mr. Downside and negative or anything like that, but I do feel like knives could always get better, and especially knives that I really like. And this was one of these knives. So let's talk about it. First of all, the designer on this particular knife, let me get the card out here because he actually has this card. And I want to say it correctly. It's Steven. But Steven... Oh, Steven, what's your last name? Oh my gosh, I can't read your handwriting. But Steven, I do know when I talked to him, he's a really good guy. I interviewed him, and I know I have his name there. I'm bad with names, I'm sorry, Steven. But really, really nice guy. This was a 2025, this was Magnacut. This is the Sikorae V2. Notes, this is hand-rubbed, plain titanium. So that's what this one is here. Now, let's talk about what's the deal. The materials, titanium. Now he has some very fancy ones inlaid with all sorts of carbon fibers, and then he does his custom stuff, which is amazing. Captive pivot. Love the little kind of machining on there. You can see that beautiful spiral, and it does have something on there. Let me just wipe that off. Yep. Oh, that's probably oil. Okay, so a little oil on there. Okay, and oh, still got a little spot. Sorry. Trying to make it look pretty for the camera. I thought I had it, but sometimes you miss things. But beautiful machining right here. You can see it's just really gorgeous. Why don't I just get it here? Let's just do that. Come on, let's wipe the blade off. Let's make it look pretty. Because this is hand-rubbed satin finish, which I think is gorgeous. Titanium back spacer. You have a clip with hidden hardware, T8 screws all the way around, even for the steel bar insert lock. I love the hidden hardware. I love the back spacer back here. Everything's rounded, chamfered, very, very comfortable. One thing that's really great, finger choil, absolutely functional, even for my big old meaty fingers, right? So you can do that. You can get in here, very comfortable. It's got that little relief back there, but the choke up gives you the ability to, someone with large, extra large, double extra large hands absolutely can handle this knife. You have great cutaway, access to the lock bar. There's actually a cutaway, and you have chamfering, which before it was really hard for me to get my big old meaty fingers in there. So that was really nice. And I put skiffs in there. So watch this. Action is buttery smooth, and access to that thumb hole is phenomenal. Come on. Sorry, I've been a while since I flipped this one. I got to remember the right angle, right? Every knife has a little bit different, right? You know how that is. So, but it does flip really well, and it has a wonderful flipper with jimping all the way to the very edge that works really, really nicely. And I've now touched the blade again, so let me clean that off. When it's so pretty, it always highlights every time you touch it. But there's a Gecko Customz little logo, very minimalistic over here. I think, where is it? It's somewhere. I thought he had a little MC or something super. Yep, there it is, right there. You see that MC from Magnacut? You see that right there? Very, very hidden. No, not flashy anywhere. I love that. When you make a knife this good, that's more than enough. That tells you who. That's the maker's mark. I mean, that's enough. And I think Steven gets it because he makes some fantastic stuff. By the way, he makes some USA ones I would love to get in on. A little expensive, but totally would be an awesome knife to acquire at some point. It's a goal of mine. But this clip also, No hot spots, not sharp. Before it was really pokey, very uncomfortable. No hot spots now. I can grip down. Squeeze test is fantastic. There's no sharp spots all the way around. Even the cutout in the lock bar is on the inside and chamfered really nicely. There's no sharp spots on the inside. I mean, just really stellar, stellar. No sharps up here, and that finish, nice thick blade going to a nice pokey tip. Beautiful drop point is fantastic. And the action is just awesome, just awesome. And this, like, if you like plain titanium, it's gorgeous. If you don't, beautiful blank slate for you to do whatever you want. I know probably Steven also sees that because he's a customizer. He's a modder. He does a lot of fantastic stuff. So for him, this is like a blank slate. I've seen some of the ones he's already done. They're just phenomenal. Really, really cool stuff. If you you want something very unique, that's the thing to go for. I happen to like plain titanium. I love, because it brings out the lines, the geometry of this. Some people find this boring. I don't. When the design flows so well, this is everything I want it to be. I've seen a few knives that had somewhat similar design, but none of them executed this well. The first one wasn't, and I will say, it didn't work for me. I know it worked for a lot of people, but it didn't work for me and my big, meaty fingers. This works incredibly well, really, really well. So the action on this here, Magnacut, we've got full flat grind. Well, technically, you can't quite tell, but it's like it flattens right here. It's almost a full flat grind. I mean, hold on, let me see. Can you see if it's flattened up there? It's hard to tell, but I think it's flat here. So it's not technically a full flat grind, but it sure looks like a full flat grind. I mean, it's as close to full flat grind as you're gonna get. Now, because of that, middle finger reverse flick. I have middle finger reverse bonus flick. I have the fuller flick. I have the slow roll, right? I have the flipper. And then because it's the lock bar, I can go down here. Easy for the left hand reverse flick. All that stuff works really well. I can do the flipper. And if I'm down here, getting on here, let me get in there. Yeah, I can reverse flick. It's a little more challenging for down here because I got to remember, got to remember where to put my finger, right? Because anytime, if I get it weird and I put a little pressure on there, reverse flicking with a lock bar, it's always a little, okay, come on, I did it earlier. There we go. My hand's getting a little dry. It's kind of dry today. It's not swampy, moist like it normally is in Texas during the summer. Right now it's kind of dry, so I guess that's good. We should take it for what it is, right? But yeah, really, really nice. I like this. I like this. Opening, closing, titanium, the scales, the chamfering, the action, really great. Caged ceramic ball bearings. I put Skiffs on here, which absolutely worth it. Were the OEM cage bearings bad? No, they were not. They were great. But Skiffs, it just gives it. I always like to point out, Skiffs is like putting that little custom fairy dust into every production knife. That gives you that little extra, that almost gives you that, like, I don't know, custom fairy dust feel, flavor, taste, sprinkling, if you will. Kind of like pixie dust from Peter Pan or something. I don't know. Makes it fly. Okay, sorry about that. I know that's crazy. All right. So, a cool blade. I love the design. I love everything. Opening, closing is great. Access to the lock bar. Drop here. You clear the detent right here. So if you drop it there, even with my big meaty fingers, absolutely easy to clear. One hand it closed. I can look away, fidget with this guy all day long. I love that. Now, push button works. Light switch works. I think a little bit of both works together. The flipper is cool, but the best part of it is the fuller, the thumb hole. The thumb hole is really the best. I love this. Looks very similar to, other designers have had that kind of half moon. You can't do the full circle. That's a Spyderco kind of a design trademark or whatever. I don't know how they do that, but they do. Somehow they own that. I don't agree, but it is what it is, right? But this is still really nice. I like this a lot. So very cool. Okay, so let's do some measurements on this guy. Let's weigh this puppy. Sorry, I got another knife on top of the scale, so I can move it. Okay, I think this is 3.5, maybe 3.6, 3.4. I don't know, somewhere around there. 3.4 ounces. Woo, look at that. A little under 3.5 ounces. Pretty good. Not bad. Very, very nice for the knife. So let's see, what's the overall length on this guy? I know it's not super big, but it's not super small. So we're right at the tip. We're right at 7 and I want to say 7 3/8 is the overall length. From here to the back, we're looking at 3.5. If you go all the way to the very little cutoff width, because that is pretty functional. You get a 3 3/4, but let's do the finger choil, choke up, you get 4 3/4. So plenty of room for large hands. The tip to the very back of the scale is 3 1/8 of an inch. The actual cutting length is going to be 2 3/4. So 2 3/4. So it's a little bit like a Spyderco in that regard, right? But I like the design. I like it overall. I think it's really cool. Let's look at the blade stock thickness. What are we dealing with here? We are dealing with 126 thousandths of an inch. All right, and I think it's pretty consistent all the way up here. Yeah, 126 thousandths, 126.5, so 126 thousandths of an inch, right? So not bad. Pretty standard thickness, strong, robust for the size of the knife. I do love how that comes together rounded here. You can actually see that nice turn to the tip, so it's pretty strong and comes to a little pokey tip, which is great for getting dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch, all sorts of stuff. So I like that. I think that's pretty cool. All right. So what is this knife? Is this a super budget knife? No. Is it a budget? No. Is it a regular knife? Actually, no. This is a $335 knife. Yeah, so the other higher end versions with the extra stuff on there are definitely going to be more, but it definitely falls into the high end range. It is made in China. I believe Riyadh is the maker of this one. I think it's Riyadh or Best Tech. I can't remember. If I remember and I find it, I'll try to remember to post it here. I can't guarantee you, but really well done. Really, really, really well done. I should remember this, and I'll try to remember to put that up there, but really outstanding execution on this one. I like what they did. But for $325, I think it's a very good deal. This is well executed. There's a lot of finishes on here that, to me, justify this price. And some of you guys are going to feel like, that's just titanium and a Magnacut. That shouldn't cost that much. What Kershaw does in a USA one for, $140. Yeah, it's not the same. I'm sorry, it's not the same. It's a great knife, the Bel Air. I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's a great value for what you get, but it's not this, okay? Just to be fair. If you made this in the USA, this would be $600 knife, at least $650. I mean, there's a lot of little finishes all the way around. Magnacut, you've got the 6364 HRC. Titanium, there's great weight relief on the titanium scales there, the backspacer, the hidden hardware, all of that, the hand satin finish, the chamfering all the way around, even the chamfering that's going on in here with the lock bar and everything, the cutaway on the lock bar on the inside, the hidden hardware over here, the chamfering all the way around on the clip, no hot spots, the beautiful ramp going in and out of the pocket, which is really great. Yeah, and then the beautiful satin finish, hand satin finish all the way on the blade, the spine, the fantastic tolerances, beautiful dead nut centered. Action is great. That whole control drop shut, the flipper, all that stuff together, to me it justifies the cost, right? It's well executed, well executed. And I think the other ones with the extra stuff, if that's what you want, I think they're well executed and well justified as well. All right. What's the purpose? EDC hard use collection piece? Yeah, all the above. Absolutely. You could EDC this knife, and I have. I don't hard use it because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep it or not. I'm thinking I might sell it, but I'm on the fence. I might still keep it. I don't know. I really like it. I really like it. It's potential to have one of my top. I have mostly USA, South African, Latvian, Czech Republic, and some other countries, but mostly USA knives in my collection. A lot of Taiwan, which I think is not the same as Chinese, but I do have a few very specific Chinese knives that I really like and I really enjoy, and this is definitely one of them. I very much enjoy this. I think this is exceptionally well done, and I like what you get for the value. I don't think this should be. I do not think this should be less. I know some people are going to say, well, this is a good knife for around $250, $270, maybe $290. I think $335 is fair. Well, the hand satin finish, you take that off, maybe you're right at $315 or something like that, or $305, I don't know. But there's a lot of hidden hardware, all the little things that add up here. The nice machining, the collars that are on here. So the nice thing about these collars is that you can actually, anodize the collars. That's different than in here, so you can have two tones on there if you wanted to. There's just a lot of little things that can be done with this. I think is outstanding. And getting in there left-handed. It's been a while since I've actually flipped this one. I haven't carried it because I was on the fence, and I actually put it up for sale, and then I think I took it off. So anyways, really, really nice little knife. I like it. All right. Handles, opening and closing, textures. This is the overall design. We're looking at the ergos, feels, and action. So the overall design, the handles are great. Comfortable, choked up, comfortable, really nice. Chamfered all the way around, clip, doesn't dig in. Opening, closing. You have multiple opens. I like that. And they all work really well. And just really, just a fidgety, fun flipper, fun knife. I say jokingly that a lot of my knives are very expensive fidget toys, and this is definitely in that realm. I very much am happy when I carry this knife and I fidget with it. It's a lot of fun, so I do enjoy this one. Let's see here. The handles we talked about, opening, closing, is just wonderful. Textures, there's not a lot of texturing on here. As you notice, there's really none. There's satin finish. The chamfering, there's a little texture on the flipper, which is perfect, by the way. Gives you good access to get in there. I think is really nice, right? I don't think much more than that, and it's positioned well that when I get in there, my finger, I connect, right? I'm not slipping, and I like that. It's got enough grip. It's not slippery. Sometimes you can make that too soft, and your finger slips right off. I like the fact that Steven got a little sharp, little edge there so I can catch, and I'm not slipping off. So that's nice. So if you want to talk about textures, or technically that's jimping, but the jimping has a texture. The texture typically is on the clip and things like that. There's none. But it is contoured, and it's nice. There's a slight contour, and then there's the chamfering. So I think that's really great. The clip is great. There's no lanyard. So I know lanyard people, you might be bummed out by that, and I get it. I think theoretically, let's look here. Could you maybe drill a hole? Yeah, you could. Maybe you could drill a hole this way. You could, if you are so inclined and you have the machine or a modder to do it for you. So you could maybe get a lanyard on there if you absolutely have to have one. I'm okay with it not being. I don't mind. I'm not always a lanyard fan. I've come to appreciate a lanyard on certain knives. I will tell you, there are certain. Ooh, I have some little dirt on my cloth from using it. There are certain cloths that there are certain knives that I can kind of see a lanyard makes sense. So, in that regard, I will say I'm not totally anti-lanyard, but I'm not a big pro-lanyard guy. I'm not at all. So, I'm okay with that. Not lanyard. I'm fine with this one. Ergos and feel, the action, the design, the flow function. I've already talked about this. It's phenomenal. Ergos are great. Steven did such a great job with the version 2. This is just a phenomenal knife. This is like an evergreen type of knife, I feel like. I mean, Steven, with his design, his customizations that he does, he can have so many iterations of this knife. This is like at a core, at the basis of the knife, this is a great knife. This could be like a bug out sort of, basis, iridium for Kershaw, I don't know, the XM18 for Hinder kind of core, the Sabenza for Chris Reeve knives, right? It's that kind of core type of design that's just really great. And his USA made kind of has some of the same aesthetics. It's a little different, but it has some of those aesthetics that you enjoy, but it's enough that it's different, right? And you kind of see his custom work coming through his design flow, and I like it. I like it. It's a reason why I really have enjoyed his knives. He has a new one I wanted to check out, and I should have got it at Blade Show Atlanta. I forgot to ask for it. But that's another cool knife that I think is now sold out, but I'm definitely going to try to get if he does another drop of those. But yeah, this is really cool. This is really cool. All right, so action, flow, design, everything's great. It's awesome. It's comfortable. It's fidgety. It's just all that and more. So with the flipper, with the fuller, with the bonus, all that stuff working together, what would I give this one? I'll give this one a 6.5. A 6.5. So the flipper works really outstandingly. This works great. Slow roll, everything, action, the access to close, open, closing. I mean, just all day long. Oops, if I just remember, I'm left-handed. So this is me, because I haven't carried this in a while. But once you get comfortable where you know where the knife works, I can do this all day long. Now, it's left-handed. I'm not normally left-handed, so for me, that's great left-handed flicking fun right there. So, if it was a full left-handed, I would probably be doing like this over here, right? So for me, left-handed is just extra bonus flicking fun, and I like that. But if I can do it and regularly do it and it's comfortable, I enjoy that. It makes the knife just that much more fun for me. So, yeah, what do I think is the fidgety goodness on this one? I'm gonna give it 100. I'm gonna give this one 100 at the price range, what it offers as it all comes together, the flow, the design, the execution. It's 100. I feel like this is solid. This is really executed well. What you allowing me to do with the thumb hole, with the flipper, and even with the little flat grind bonus flick, it's 100. It's really great. And I don't throw those just arbitrarily, but when it works, and I regularly can fidget with it for hours and not be bored, not be tired, not have my hands ripped and shredded and sore and skin peeling apart, all sorts of stuff that some knives do. It's really good. I mean, that's a testament to the knife, because it has been a fidgety little fun knife for me. I will say, you know, and to me, left hand reverse flicking with a frame lock is always, it's always a challenge, you know. And if you can do it regularly like this, if I can just get in there, remember where to get, it works great all the time, right? Until your hand gets tired, which my hand is now getting tired because I've been flicking left hand a lot. I'm not left-handed. After a while, my left hand gets a little more tired than my right hand, because I probably flick with 80% of the time with my right hand than I do with my left hand. But I still flick a lot with my left hand. So anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna give it 100. What are my final thoughts? Is it recommended? Yes, this is recommended. 100% recommended. Is it a favorite? Yeah, it's a favorite. 100% favorite. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. It's executed really well. Great job, Stephen. I love this knife. Thank you. Thank you for listening to the people who reviewed your knife, who loved the Sikorae, by the way, who thought it was a really beautiful execution of a design. And I saw a lot of people mimic that design after you came out with it. But this is what I felt like it was meant to be. And when we talked at Blade Show, I think it was Atlanta, we talked there, and we talked again at Texas, and we talked at Atlanta. You hinted to me that this is what you wanted in the first one. You just didn't get a chance to. You were in a deadline. And so I love the fact that you came out with a version 2. And I appreciate that, because this is great. This is simply great. And 100% recommend this knife. This is just absolutely stunning. Wonderful, wonderful knife. I do recommend this guy. So if you haven't gotten one, go get one. I think they're great. I know he still has some of these available. He has some pretty fancy ones too. And hey, he does custom work, so you can ask him, you know, reach out to him, see what his books are available, but he could customize the snot out of this if he has one of these. So just keep that in mind if you really like crazy customization. That's what he started with, which I think is pretty cool. I've seen some of his work. It's pretty impressive. So yeah, very, 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 very neat. I like it. I like it a lot. Let me know if you got one. What are your thoughts on it? Do you enjoy yours, or have you enjoyed yours? The light, I think, is executed as well. It's if the $325 budget cost is a little much for you at this point and you're not sure about the design, go check out the Sikorae Light. I think it's it was 185 bucks. I don't know if it still is 185 bucks. There's somewhere around there. It's not super expensive. Maybe it was 210, maybe 220. Because I get some of the other budget knives mixed up. I think his was 210 or 220, maybe 225, somewhere around there. Well under 300 bucks. It is Magnacut executed flawlessly, and he has multiple scales on there. I think it's great. But if you're willing to go up a little more premium, you have this. This is the basic version at $335, but he has more premium, more different configurations. Definitely go check it out. All right, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. Subscribing and liking the channel, it really does help me out. It allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you to everyone out there who watches the videos, who enjoys the content, who's part of the live stream. I appreciate you guys so, so very much. Thank you. Sincerely, thank you. If you haven't already, maybe consider hitting that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content like this and other videos. And a big shout out to my channel members. I sure do appreciate you guys do two amazing things. You encourage me. I don't do this full time, I do it part time, so thank you. Secondly, with your generous support of your memberships, you allow me to do things sooner than I ever thought I could. For instance, we do a once a week budget banger giveaway. I can't afford that with the shipping cost and things like that. When I get loaner knives, I have to ship those back. It adds up, believe me. So I appreciate that. You allow me to do that. Check out knives, be able to cover those costs. Subscriptions to different apps and stuff that I use for post-processing. Things like that. I'm just so grateful to you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So as a result of your generosity and your two wonderful things you do for me, I want to do two things for you. I do all brand new channel members. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. I genuinely mean that, a thank you note that I write. So if you're a brand new channel member, and usually that's 99% of the folks, that means you're actively a member right now and you just became a channel member, I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. Email me your name and address so I can do that. Now, you may be a channel member who's been a member all along, or who was a member and then became a member again. As long as you're actively a member right now, you've never asked to receive the channel sticker, and you're maybe not a brand new channel member, email me as well. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a thank you note. All right, the second thing I do is I do a once a month members exclusive giveaway. So once a month we do a giveaway. Like the Sikorae Light was one of the members giveaway. That was really cool and fun to do. Not this guy, because this is premium and I'm keeping him. We do a members exclusive giveaway. It's usually above a budget banger. It's like 100 or more. I like to make sure, maybe 200, 300, whatever. But I like to make sure it's something really cool, something you would like to win or give as a gift, right? And I want to make sure it's a special way for me to say thank you to the members. So every week, budget banger giveaway. That 1 week in the month, we'll have two giveaways: the budget banger giveaway and the members giveaway. Members, you could win both of those giveaways. It happened once already, so just know it's possible. You're not ineligible for the members giveaway if you win the regular giveaway. And, just know you could win both. All right, so that's the thing. That's my way to say thank you. All right, I appreciate everyone who watches the videos, who supports the channel, who just is part of all that. Thank you. And if you haven't, and if you say, hey, I'd like to become a channel member, maybe I'd like to do that. First of all, please don't ever feel obligated to be a member. Do it because you want to. I appreciate you just watching the videos, being part of the community. I really do. Thank you. That is more than I could ever hope for, honestly. But if you decide you want to choose to become a channel member, I'm humbled, I'm blown away, and I'm grateful. Sincerely, thank you. And if you want to, check out the description down below. I have 3 different tiers: a basic, a medium, and a high tier. You get custom emojis, for the comments, for the live streams. You get exclusive content. You get the members exclusive giveaway. You get the stickers. Hey, 1 year anniversary, you get an exclusive laser printed aluminum card. Thank you for that. At 2 years, you get a holographic magnetic special sticker that I got ordered just for the 2 year members. I always try to do something special, right, for you guys. So that's my way to say thank you, because this channel wouldn't be where we're at if it wasn't for you guys. Now, everybody's part of the channel, and I don't know that everyone's part of the channel, but I also know not everyone can be a member. There's lots of channels I enjoy. I can't be a member of every channel I'm part of. I choose a few channels that I'm a member of, and I want to support. I would love to support every channel, and I get that. So the fact that if you're a member, I feel very honored. I understand that honor, and I hope you understand that. I appreciate that. So thank you. All right, if you haven't already, check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.